Hello, testimony tubers in Twitch kind, and welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Ankylo with me, BlueAnkylo. My deadliest weapon is radioactive. Schmitchkin, totally good plan there, yeah. Anyway, in the last episode, we got a case for this Steel Samurai, the Will Powers guy, and we found out that the only evidence against him right now is a picture of some guy in his costume. So, first day of court shouldn't be too bad. Unless they have some more secret evidence we don't know about. And we get to see the judge, who's perhaps my favorite character in all the game. And there's always Edgeworth. Looks like we got him again. Opening statements. I can't see them having any real proof of this, though. The impossibility here, I think, is a stretch, but we'll talk about that later, Mr. Edgeworth. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. All. Bold claim. Guilty until proven innocent. Alright, Detective Gumshoe. Hey, pal. We'll be seeing him a lot. Alright. It's important to grasp the layout of the studio. See? Alright. We should be... Okay, so they did their first prep here. That's the main gate. Ah, see, maybe I wasn't paying attention to that. But yeah, that's the main gate. Then the gate is something different. Security lady works at the studios here at 1 p.m. at that day. So she showed up at 1, I guess. Past the security station, there's another gate. That's the welcome gate, I guess. And Studio 1. Scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jackhammer. The defendant, Will Power. And a young woman, the production assistant. I assume you could count the guard lady. Production staff were in the employee area till noon. Victim went to Studio 1. At 1 p.m., security lady got to the guard station. And then at 5, they came to the Studio 1 and found dead body. Nothing incriminating yet. Time of death, 2:30. Samurai spear found in the chest. Seems simple. To be honest, we're fine. Skip it. Let's go. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Good. Now we can look at the murder weapon. Just a second, Edgeworth. Spear was found stuck in the chest of the victim. I wonder if I can zoom in on this picture. So, our photograph was taken at 2 p.m. and it was photo number 2 of the day. Photo number 1 is not here, which is trouble. And it doesn't really show willpower, it just shows some guy with a spear in a costume. Also, we might have some more, yeah, we've got more people to look at here. Security lady. We don't even know how old she is, just ancient. Jackhammer. Friendly looking guy. Penny Nichols. I'm glad I found that out before we went too much further. Hello, Penny Nichols. And, of course, Maya. Case is quite simple if you ask one question. What did the security lady at the guard station see? Alright, call her to stand. Testimony time! What's your name? She's swooning. Lucky Edgeworth on this case. Just call me Grandma. He does have a hard time with that. That's at least 2 for 2. Windy Oldbag. Windy Oldbag? Windy Oldbag. Just call me Grandma. Oh, she's talking again. Objection indeed. I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. Stop it! Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder. Correct? Yes, I was. I'll be happier when we're done with her testimony. Alright. She sure is one hell of an old bag. A windy old bag, even. Alright, let's get ready to poke some holes in it. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1. Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run through there since the morning. Well, I had some errands to run that morning, so she wasn't around. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. She worked 4 whole hours that day. Now, the murder happened at 2:30, right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers. That man right there. And he was heading toward the studio. It's a bit of a stretch. You saw the defendant then, Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Well, it seems pretty clear what we need to start poking holes in here. She says she saw him specifically. It's not what I saw. So the time doesn't seem to matter just yet. She wasn't there in the morning. She showed up at 1. That's fine. Doesn't really apply to us right now. She claims she was there the whole time, sure. We agree with that. A certain man, we would just ask her who that was, and then she would say it was Powers. And he was heading toward the studio. So this time we're gonna probably present our picture, but let's press her a little bit first. So you saw Mr. Powers. Secret weapon. It was him. Alright. Fine then. If you're gonna commit to saying you saw Will Powers, we're gonna push it. Objection, indeed. Let me get this straight, Oldbag. Miss Oldbag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Let me see that photo. None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Old Tokyo. Miss Oldbag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama? Oh, I can't even read her lines. Anyone can plainly see that's Powers. Yeah. Anyone. I do have to remind everybody, I do quite enjoy the music for this game, so I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. Such good theme songs. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. Of course she knows that. Mr. Witness. The judge is very polite. Yeah, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is willpower. What? Huh? Ethan Edgeworth is surprised? What's going on? The prosecution would like to ask the old witness, please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. The detective said, this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. So why are we discussing this in court? Fine then. Let's hear about your real proof. Alright. Version 2, man in the photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? Well, still doesn't prove it was him. But I guess it's a little bit more closer to evidence. She's got to be hiding something. Got to press her. Time to full pressing mode. I never say anything I don't mean. Hold it! She didn't even let me press. It's on the straight and narrow, the up and up. Oh man, maybe I shouldn't be pressing her. Please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. Alright, Edgeworth, I see your point. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene. Wait a second. She said she wasn't there in the morning. And yeah, so wait a second. Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. What? Didn't she say she didn't show up until 1? No, that's important detail. Where was the assistant? The assistant was cleaning up backdrops. She didn't even know about his ankle. Hold on, do I have anything about when she started her day? I'm sure she said she showed up at 1. I don't have anything to prove it, though. Like, I can't go back to her original testimony and present that. His own samurai... Wait a second. If he broke his spear, how could you even use that as the murder weapon? Yeah. There's all kinds of holes in her testimony. She duct taped it together? That's an important detail. Alright. Well, we got something out of her. Hold on, before we go any further, let's look at this. Samurai spear. A break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. Is that really the kind of weapon that you could use to kill someone with if it's been broken? I don't know about that. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. Okay. There's a couple things that bother me. Where is the Steel Samurai costume? Good question. You couldn't find the costume, hmm? It's kind of important. It's not exactly clear. All this is telling me that it looks like he was limping and Willpower also has a limp. I suppose it's vaguely connected. I don't actually know what I should be doing here. Object or wait and see? We gotta object. We gotta object, guys. Objection! Hold it. Right there. We're talking about possibilities. But we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. Exactly. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. Exactly! There's other ways to get to Studio 1 other than straight past the camera. Oh, Edgeworth. More testimony? Do we have to listen to her talk again? Shinga, it shouldn't have been a sharp object. It's just a practice spear. Like, it should have actually been pointed to an edge. Like, if it was just a prop. So I have a hard time believing that this could have killed him. Easily, anyway. Or else they would die in practice all the time. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30. Sure. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. Ah, photo number 2. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. Yeah, okay. If no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. This Steel Samurai. Alright, let's try. I think I know what to do. We know the time, that's fine. Not arguing that. She only saw that one. So let's press her here. So she's quite sure. Nobody's suspicious. So just some normal people passing through. No one else went there. Let's continue pressing. What about before you got to the guard station? That's a good point, too. Someone could have been lurking. Everyone was in the employee area before then. Everyone you know about? Oh, you locked the main gate. It's a good thing no one could jump over gates. That's seriously not enough evidence. She would have seen them. She wasn't even there before then. Are you sure? Objection. Yeah, okay, Edgeworth. You let him have it, edgy boy. I just want her to be off the stand. Yeah, I know what you mean, Maya. How convenient. The sooner we're done with her, the better, in my sense. Alright, so we need to go... The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. Well, I'm pretty sure photo number 2 suggests that something happened before this. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. The photo was taken at the camera at the gate of the studios, correct? So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. She's terrible. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Sounds like we've got a job. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words, October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. But the issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it was really the only photo? Take that! Well, it's simple, Mr. Judge. That's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access. The security lady herself. Yeah. Same old story, same old song and dance. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Haha! She doesn't even understand how the computer works. Edgy boy, help. You're a whippersnapper too now. Aw, edgy boy. Whippersnapper. Oh, not again. She's gonna change her testimony one more time. She just remembered something. Someone else passed by. That wasn't the Steel Samurai. Alright. Sounds even fishier. Try again. The other person. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer to check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking. She did say he was the only suspicious looking person. Kind of funny. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Miss Oldbag? She've only just remembered it. She's old. And she forgets things. So now what? Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job. Okay. Go through the photos, record on the security computer, and check them. Sure. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking. Who gave you that job? Who said throw out stuff that you deem not suspicious? Yeah, how do you determine suspiciousness? She's a terrible security guard. This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag. She remembers throwing out one photo. Well, we better figure out who it was. Who in the heck was it? Fanboy. Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They're always hanging about. Yeah, she just said no one could get in, the gate was locked, and somebody got in earlier without any problem. I locked the main gate so no one could get in. If you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside and, well, that's where they come in. So people just come on in the studio anytime they please. I told you they were freaks. But not suspicious freaks? They're kids, children, whippersnappers. So on the photo that you erased, Probably 2nd or 3rd grade. Okay. Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on the way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. Can't stop him, can't catch him. Don't phone the police, don't block up the grate. Don't even pay attention to him. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear? Well, maybe. Well, she's a terrible security guard, Maya. That's all we've really learned. It sort of does, or possibly a witness. What this really proves in my eyes is that she is completely like, you can't trust her. She's a terrible security guard. Her testimony is garbage. A 5-minute recess. Thank you very much, Judge. No forgetting vital information this time. That's right, Edgeworth. Hey, Mr. Willpower. Alright, tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? Says he was sleeping again. Where was your costume? Maybe the question I would ask is, where did you leave your costume? Okay, it was off in the corner of the dressing room. That's a good start. Anyone could have walked in and taken it. There should be some forensic, though. We've got a picture of him. Is the guy walking past the camera the same height and build as this guy, even with the costume on? You know. Where's our CSI team? Well, I don't know, Will. Still the only suspect, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some more investigations. Yeah, we gotta find the actual murderer. Poor old Will. Guilty until proven innocent. We literally have to find the correct murderer before we can get him free. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. You're probably gonna go to jail. Sorry, Will. It's not looking good for you, buddy. I'm not sure I've played Dual Destinies, unfortunately, SM. The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studio was a boy, roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is still no one else that could have committed the crime, because no one knows how to walk outside of a path in front of a camera. I call for a verdict of guilty. Very well, Mr. Wright. The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Who do I have in mind? Yeah, it doesn't look kindly on accusing the innocent. You should take a look at your prosecutor who has consecutively accused innocent people over and over and over and over and over again in this court. I get in huge trouble, but they can do it constantly. As if the stakes weren't high enough. So who could it be? Let's think about it. Well, I'm not sure who to point the finger at. They tried to say the grade school boy couldn't hold the spear already. The security lady could have done it, I guess. She sounds pretty fishy. And then there's that Penny Nichols. She's always been around too. I guess we'll go with the security lady of these three choices. A save state. We haven't actually lost any points yet ever, so we're doing okay. Could have been her. She's the only one that knew about his broken ankle, so she could have been faking it. Yeah, exactly. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag. She certainly didn't like him very much. Is this true, Oldbag? Oldbag! Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She has no alibi either. Indeed. Just as bad as willpower. She could briefly left her post to steal this steel samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. She has just as much motive to kill this guy as willpower, and just as much opportunity. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the steel samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. Aha! Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah. Sherlock Holmes too, baby. Uh-huh. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? What's going on with Edgeworth? Ah, he's doing his little finger wag. No meaningful objections at this time. Just lock her up. We don't care. Well, we made a very convincing argument, Oldbag. Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way? No. I think all we really need to do here is take the suspicion off of our client. As long, like, whether she did it or not doesn't matter too much as long as our guy is not going to jail for it. She could have committed the crime. The victim was an action hero. As formidable as her personality may be, I doubt she'd be strong enough. Well, I don't know about that. You just have to poke someone in the chest with a spear. I mean, you can't remove her from consideration, though. Guess we don't have a choice after all. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day. It is hard to imagine her wanting to kill Hammer, but framing will at least make sense. You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Yeah, it's very similar actually. Neither of them have a reason to kill this guy. Alright. She's got to be a suspect. Wait a minute! What about the other person? The boy she erased. Couldn't have been him, right? When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds, tops. Crazy Oldbag. The boy is not the killer. He's a fanboy. Wait, what? Phoenix? Hold on, what proof do I have here? Phoenix, what did you get me into? I guess maybe the duct tape spear, but that's all I got. Really, the murder weapon is literally all I've got. Better be the spear. Your Honor, The murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. Impossible! The windbag, speechless. Yes, that's a win. Court will suspend proceedings. Miss Windy... something, Oldbag. The prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we continue. Thank you, Judge. That's what I wanted to hear. Done. She doesn't give up yet. Look, Oldbag, you've had your day in court. Time to go to jail. Oh, she just keeps adding more details. So Edgeworth didn't tell her to be quiet. That happened in the last case. Testify! My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studio on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it. See? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studio that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Alright. Miss Oldbag. This is crucial information. Contempt of court or something, some sense. She always does what she's told. Uh-huh. Well, the more people that we can point the finger at, the less likely it's our client. So, yep, I'm fine. Do I even need to cross-examine this? We can just say, sure, there were some other people there now, other than her. It's fine. Lots of people were in there. Well, let's start pressing, because why not? By the studio and TV bigwigs. Edgeworth didn't know about it either. They were all in on the murder. She admits it. There were some other people there. Well, who were they? And how many? Who were these people? Director, producer. Something was fishy! It's gonna happen every case, guys. Every case. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? It makes some sense, right? I was surprised no one asked about it. Uh-huh. So, where were they? So they were in the employee areas in the morning run-through. So that means he saw this guy break his ankle as well. He joined the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting after that. In Studio 2 trailer. Oh, that place no one uses. Uh-huh. Yep. By the broken tree. I think we're fine, actually. Take a break. We've learned that there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and, some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. Seems reasonable. Gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people. Sorry, Edgeworth, no verdict today. Court is adjourned. No party yet. Save the confetti for tomorrow. Alright, Mr. Will, we've done a pretty good job here. Looks like you might not be going to jail after all. Definitely some reasonable doubt as to whether or not you could have killed him now. Yeah, we gotta go do some more investigations tomorrow, or later today. I'm sure he could tell us about his director and producer. In fact, he could have told us all about this today if we just asked him, hey, who else was at the studio the day of the murder? Oh yeah, you know, director was there, and his name's blah blah blah, and, you know, he doesn't like me either. Nope. It could have been. Reasonable doubt is not enough in this world. No, you're correct, Sminchkin. We are in the land of guilty until proven innocent. It probably wasn't the Oldbag. Yeah, look, I was just buying some time. We had to make sure he didn't go to jail, and I went to prison. Or, I guess I wasn't going to go to prison that time, but my life would be over if I ever lose a case, apparently, so. Poor old Windbag. I don't feel that sorry. Alright, time for more detective work. Anytime, Will. Anytime. You are correct, Schminchkin. Alright, YouTube. Thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. Next episode, we will go back to hunting for clues. See you there.